Which brings us to the month that was March 2005, TNA. Liam, a pretty dire month of professional wrestling.
Yeah, okay. So we might as well do a big point about it because the storyline stuff isn't a lot. Like, there isn't a lot happening. We have the TVs this month.
Of which there are 4.
Are remarkably nothing. Like, there's really nothing on them at all. It's just a bunch of X Division stuff that doesn't really achieve anything. For a reference point, the thing that I came out of this month the most excited about was the Lex Lovett Buck Quartermain fucking undercard story of these two being like big dorks that are trying to get their wins, and like they're just hanging out backstage in every segment. And I kind of love those two. That's been my biggest like takeaway from this month. I watched these shows, did not internalize any of it, as we learnt during the watch along. I went back and rewatched the shows, and I'm pretty sure I still haven't internalized anything about them, so...
We were talking about it last month, and that they did the exact same thing, where if you come out of the first Impact, they have more or less the entire pay-per-view lineup set, where it's like DDP Jarrett for the title, you get Abyss and Hardy in another stipulation match, you get Nash against the Outlaw, to do with Billy Gunn. You get AMW have disappeared for the month. You're getting an Ultimate X match for the X Division title, and I believe there was Dustin and Raven was made a Bull Rope match real quick. So that's pretty much like 6 of the pay-per-view matches were made coming out of the first Impact, even some of them going into the first Impact. So they're like, we had our pay-per-view built, we put together the card, we're done. That's what they do every time. It's like they put together the card, which fine, good job, great job getting your pay-per-view matches out there early. Thumbs up, that's what you should do. And instead of building to those matches, they just stop. It's just like, we'll see you in March. Everything else until then is more or less filler, doesn't matter. And it just leads to just utterly empty television. The best of which, you get a couple of decent TV main events, the highlight of which is an AJ Styles Kid Cash match, which might be the best match of the month, which is rare to get on Impact, to get a good television match on Impact. But for the most part, it's a nothing month full of nothing television building to an actively bad pay-per-view.
Maybe the worst pay-per-view I've seen.
Ever?
From this company.
Okay.
I'm sure there's some WWE stuff that's worse, but I don't know. Like, it's got to be pretty bad when, like, the best match is, like, 3 1/4 and there's 2 duds on it. Minimum of 2 duds. If you wanted to go more than 2 duds, I would not begrudge you.
There is a horrendous first hour in particular. It is broken a little because you get a pretty decent Hardy and Abyss match. But like when you look at the matches that are in the first hour of that show, they're just, oh dear God. And you get some back-to-back terrible matches as well. It's not good. It's a bad month. It's a bad month, Dusty. What are you doing? What have you done here?
5 matches on this card that I had below 1.5.